I've mentioned that when I was younger, I used to visit Legoland a lot, but as quite a few of my family are from Wales, I spent a large amount of time there over the summer holidays. In between all of the Minecraft Pixelmon brain rot I subjected my brain to, at the end of the summer, my grandma, or as I would call her, Niney, would take me to this very strange park called Greenwood. Oh, also, it's Niney because grandma in Welsh is 9, but for some reason as a kid, I used to add an I and it stuck. Anyway, it's not relevant. I'll end up dropping my IP next if I keep speaking. This park was voted as the best family attraction in North Wales, and its premise is an eco-friendly adventure park with mind-blowing rides. I think rides is a push. It's more so a mix of attractions and less typical amusement rides, which, don't get me wrong, isn't a bad thing, but I find it odd that they market it as having rides. They do have one standout ride, but I'll get to that later. The scenery around the park is really pretty, and there are access points for you to see their amazing Snowdon viewpoint. It's really impressive and honestly something you have to see if you end up going. Greenwood prides itself on being eco-friendly, and it's actually pretty impressive how they incorporate it into their rides and facilities. It's a small win for polar bears. Your home might be melting, but don't worry, we have solar panels now. It's not a traditional theme park, but it's not an amusement park either. It's sort of like if Center Parcs became less pompous and was actually worth money. But saying that, my grandparents always paid for it. Listen, if I could have afforded it at the ripe age of 6, I would have, but unfortunately, you know, taxes are calling. So maybe it was expensive. I'm gonna have a look now.
Oh my god, gift vouchers? Oh, everybody, can you donate me a £75 gift voucher to Green?
No, devastating, it's closed. You know what? That's kind of a bargain. Adult £3.50 for soft play. Pull up. Okay, so I can't book it because it doesn't exist right now. So that's, what if I wanted to be really early and visit in 2025? What the heck? Greenwood, a gatekeeping. I love how they say sparklingly clean toilets. Now I'm gonna give you your bad toilets. It's like Thought Park when they said that one of their features was a bathroom. See, look at this. Look at this. It's not here anymore. No. Super comfy bedding. I'd hope so. What the Look, I know that it's a cabin, right? But oh my god. Like, just in case you didn't see the picture in the one before, they have to make sure you see it again. Oh, they make me laugh. Okay, but I'm still waiting for my girlfriend to book this for me. Like, what the heck? Me when... Me when I have to in the Colossus toilet. Duh, 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 duh. Okay, well that was a waste of time, but you might have noticed while I was looking at the website that the word family comes up a lot, and they really mean it. It goes to the extent where you actually can't visit without kids, which I think is a shame, especially when there's such a rare people-powered credit there. Green Dragon, very original name, I know, steady on there, is the world's only people-powered credit. It opened on the 29th of May 2004 and is unique by using guests' potential energy to lift the train. It's pretty funky to look at, and I think it's something I would have thought I'd seen at other small parks. It was manufactured by WGH Transportation, the epic train company that helped create the Dragon at Legoland in 1998. It's also pretty cool because when it's operating at full capacity, which is just the one train, but filled, it generates electricity for the national grid. It has a green track and weaves in and out of the forest with a pretty short layout, keeping itself close to the terrain. It's not a thrilling ride by any means, it's just a family coaster, but it always used to scare me as a kid, and I still don't have the credit to this day because of it. The park claims that with the average 10-passenger cycle, the ride is 93% efficient in power, with over 100% efficiency feeding back into the national grid. Reduce, reuse, recycle, baby. Green Dragon is the only real ride at the park in terms of a traditional thrilling experience, but they do have Solar Splash, which is another eco-friendly ride. It's a large water slide similar to Depth Charge, but more appealing because it's newer. It's known as the first solar-powered ride in the UK, and as the website says, it includes 2 wave chutes, which are around 60 meters long, alongside a spiral tube chute at 91 meters long. Now, I'm no expert, but I would say that's pretty long. It's 12 meters high and you have to climb 64 steps to ride it. Not sure if that's more or less than Depth Charge, but I'll let you know when I find out. If you ever see a crocodile inspecting stairs, you know why. They have some really funky attractions, like a barefoot trail. Okay, hear me out. I know that sounds disgusting, and in some points it is. But when I was younger, it was one of my favorite things to do. You go through sand, bark, straw, timber, and water. The water being the most fun, obviously. I absolutely despised the rocks though, because it felt like I was walking on Lego. 1 star. I did have this hack I used to do though, where I walked on the side because I just refused to hurt my feet. They also supply taps at the end to wash off anything that's stuck to your feet, and we always bring a towel. But to be honest, even if my feet felt dry, I would refuse to put my socks on until a couple of minutes had passed because ew. Greenwood also owns a boat ride. It's nothing special, and technically it's not a ride because you get given a paddle to push yourself along, but you could also grab onto the ropes to pull the boat, which is a nice bit of interaction. There isn't much to see on it, but I do remember a few wooden statues that were cool, but nothing that's worth traveling for. It's quite funny though. One time one of the boats had a hole in it and it just started sinking. Just started going down. I was timber. My favorite attraction they had was definitely the massive green run slide they had. Lord almighty, I shot like a bullet down that ramp. You better believe my family was concerned when they saw a pint-sized crocodile rampage its way down 75 meters of track. When I was younger, it was basically a sled that you went down or some type of shovel. But now it's been changed to a rubber ring. Just like AstroTurf, it's watered every morning and it was always really satisfying to see. I'm not sure if you've ever seen a hockey pitch being sprayed down, but it's pretty impressive, especially the massive ones. They have no business being that huge. They have a collection of birds and a few farmyard animals like goats. As every tourist attraction ever, they also have a donkey ride. I used to do it, but I never got the hype around it. Like, okay, I'm sitting on this poor donkey that's probably quite grumpy from standing carrying bratty kids all day. Hashtag free up the donkey. Mooncarts were also pretty exciting, but a lot of hard work. Jesus, if you thought Alton Towers was a workout, then get ready for these. It's like go-karts, but just bikes. And I used to have to push my brother around because I'm not sure they would let a small child steer one. How to evade a lawsuit. Step 1, let the kids drive the cars. Step 2, don't take responsibility when they get hurt. Step 3, gaslight and manipulate the parents into thinking it's some other kid's fault. Greenwood has received lots of awards for its commitment to sustainability and is recognized as a green tourist destination. But in terms of coverage for the park, I don't see it. There's not many vlogs and a lot of people don't talk about it. It might be due to the fact that their coaster has the most basic name ever and some might confuse it for the dragon at Legoland. But even when talking to some enthusiasts or just people in general don't know it exists, like they don't even know it's a thing. When I say Greenwood, people think I'm trying to say Oakwood, but I'm not. Or maybe they don't want to draw in outsiders or go down the theme park route. But I do find it weird that they invested in the one coaster and haven't done any rides after that. I mean, technically the slides, but I don't think that really counts. I'd love to see more from them as it's in such a pretty location. It's really great for kids especially because there's so many play areas and they do a good job at making it into some form of experience. It's just got a certain charm to it. One thing I will say is the offering that they have is very diverse. They have indoor and outdoor attractions and soft play for the younger audience. There are a few height restrictions for some of the offerings for safety reasons, obviously. Like, you can't put a baby on a space jumper. That's slightly tragic. Yeah, don't worry, mate. Just be careful of the small clump of cell. I can't imagine how the staff feel safeguarding that. It seems like a nightmare. Lots of kids smacking into each other because of their lack of spatial awareness. If I had a nickel for every time a kid peed on the giant jumper, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? Kids are very strange. They'll see a slide and they'll be like, yeah, I'll rub my snot on it. From their climbing frames and slides to the really cool wooden giant quests and the shows that they do. I think it's a shame that more people don't know about it. Would I recommend it to someone that's older? No, probably not. It's not like they can go anyway without kids. Greenwood, stop gatekeeping the rarest cred in the UK. But I would say if you're in Wales and are wanting to do something as a family, then it would be a great thing to do. This and the Great Orme were my favourite places to go as a kid, and for great reason. I'm not sure how it's going now because I haven't visited properly in over 7 years, but it's good to see them finally get investment like the Explore glamping they added recently. I can't find a date, but I know it was somewhat recent. North Wales unfortunately lacks a lot of attractions, or the ones that they do have just stay there and don't really get looked after properly. It makes me sad to see South Wales get all of the cool things. However, not to flex, but North Wales does have the Forest Coaster and Bounce Underground, and I have the cred for both, so get on my level. There's definitely other pieces of information that I haven't covered, but they were my favourite parts and the reasons that I remember it so fondly. Have you ever been when you were younger? Or do you have the credit for the Green Dragon coaster? I wish I did, but no, I decided I didn't like coasters until last year. So if you do have the credit, I guess you win. I'm definitely not salty about it. Kill yourself. If you enjoyed this video or I made you laugh, consider checking out some of my other videos. I don't usually talk about parks that aren't Merlin related as I'm less experienced for knowledge about them, but I just had to cover this one as it's a really nice memory to look back on, and I hope it shows more people about its existence since it's a pretty funky park. We've also just had confirmation the Jungle Bus is staying. Woo! If you're excited, hit subscribe. I hope you're all doing well. Take care, nerds. Guys, we're gonna get fired if we don't think of a name to come up with for our world's first people-powered coaster. How about something like Timber Trek, or maybe we name it something Welsh like Coed y Draig, which means Forest of the Dragon. You know, that would be cool.
I love it. Let's name it Green Dragon.
That is not what I said at all. Please don't name me that.